All right, guys, so I wanted to give a quick review on this Invidia O2 housing. I figured it deserved its own video, and this is actually in the middle of me doing the head on the Evo. The head is still off, but I figured that video is probably gonna be too long to include this in. So the reason why I ended up buying this, if you guys saw in that video, is because the divider and the whole flange really on the eBay O2 housing that was in the car originally was just destroyed. It was bent. It was not flat, so it was just junk. So I bought this one because this is like one of the biggest ones that you can get. This is actually 3 inches here, and it's actually bigger than the dump bug that came in the car, believe it or not. It's also cast, okay, and is one of the only ones that keeps. This is the where the block turbo support is, okay. So like this bracket bolts up to the block, okay, and then supports the whole assembly. I think Works also makes one, but when I looked on the website, it wasn't unavailable. Also, this was in stock. All right. So those are the things that and it's stainless, okay, cast stainless. So those are the things that I like about it. All right, but there is a lot to not like about this, and this is really why I wanted to talk about this. All right. So I ended up buying these ARP bolts, okay, as a kit, but unfortunately, you can really only use these two, because this hole right here, this hole right here, and this motherfucker of a hole down here, okay, and I'll get to that one. You can't actually fit a bolt. You can't fit a stock bolt, all right? So the only way to do these three are with studs, okay? These two you can kind of put any, stock size studs, and they work fine. I use Norlock washers on these, all right, and stock studs. Stock nuts. Okay. Now the one underneath. Let me try to flip this guy around. Okay, this is another thing that I don't like. They relocate the O2 sensor here. So like originally is the stock one is like here, all right, and most aftermarket ones put it like over here. Okay. Why they had to bring it all the way to here, that doesn't make sense to me. This is thick enough. They could have put it up here. I don't know why they put it here. This is going to be a problem, routing the O2 sensor. I don't know if it's going to have to come now this way instead of up that way, or I'm going to have to come up, and I don't know. We'll see. But the other thing is this nut right here is like near impossible to put in right. And first of all, like, you can't put these nuts in all the way and then put that one in, or you can't put that one in all the way and then put these two all the way. Like, those 3 nuts have to be like started, and the whole O2 housing has to be brought in towards the turbo flange basically at the same time. So props to guys who've installed this in the car, okay? But this is a royal nightmare to do in the car. Now, if you did this in the car, I guarantee you this bolt is not tight, okay? Now, it may not be coming out because I think it's physically impossible for the bolt to actually come out, the nut for it to come out once it's tight down there, okay? But basically what it is you get to a certain point where a wrench just doesn't fit there, okay? So like if you see there, like you see how like the mouth of the wrench doesn't actually sit all the way. Now these are high dollar, snap-on special angle wrenches, okay? And I use these for turbo installs and stuff like that for this specific reason, because you can flip them around, you can get into really weird tight spaces, okay, with these. But even these couldn't get the job done, okay? I started actually grinding another wrench that I have to try to get it thinner, okay? Luckily, I ended up finding this at Home Depot. This is a really thin wrench. Okay, so here do like a side-by-side. So you can see there how much thinner the one on the left is, okay? It's like less than half the thickness of this one. And this one is actually a little thinner than like a normal one. Like my standard ones are thicker than this. So with this, I was able to tighten it quite a bit more. Like I got almost 2 foot turns more with this wrench, but it's still not 100%. Like it's not as tight as I got everything else, okay? and I'm already getting to the point where I'm starting to round over the bolt, okay? Because basically it just, even with this, look, it doesn't sit all the way down there, okay? So very, very difficult to get this tight. So honestly, if I had to do it again, I don't know that I would buy this thing, to be honest with you. So do yourself a favor. You know, this may make a little bit more power. It may spool a little faster, but honestly, I don't think it's worth it. And then the worst part about it is that this doesn't sit on the downpipe that came in the car. So guess what? Now I have to get a different downpipe as well. Last point, these brackets here where these spring bolts go, they're really thin. So like I wouldn't risk running this without the turbo support mount, the one that goes to the block, because these are pretty thin, man. So anyways, there's my honest review on this Invidia O2 housing. I'm already in bed with this, so I'm gonna run it. Okay, I bought it. I needed it because it was in stock. Okay, and it is what it is. But you know, if I had more time and I had better options, I would not run it. And you know, this may make a little bit more power than like an eBay housing, but honestly, the install on those is so much easier. I just wouldn't bother with this, guys. All right, so stick around later.